Today's a very special day. Today's the day that we child.
I'm all dressed ready.
Max, you're just the cutest little baby ever. Aww, do you love Mighty Max?
No fair, Squidgy. Max got a kiss and I did.
We're off to the hardware store to get a trowel for our tile job.
I can't tell you how excited I am. My body wants more tile.
I don't understand how Starling can be so anticlimactic when it comes to remodeling our house. I'm like pumped up, the kids are excited, but Starling's all...
Oh, I'm excited.
Are you?
Talk about the ADD. So
It's a good conversation.
for those of you that don't know, I have attention deficit disorder.
Oh, just so you know that now it's ADHD. That's the correct term.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
They changed it from ADD in the, what's that book that they call it I had to study out of?
When I was diagnosed, it was ADHD and ADD. There were two sides of it, and I had both sides. Which, I don't know, I guess it's more of a sitting there and your leg tapping and kind of energy when you're watching a movie or want to stand up and go do something versus sitting there the whole time or stuff like that. But I'm not always that way.
Yeah, you are. I'll give you a good example of ADHD.
This is mine.
And if I had Starling's dad here, I would vlog him. I would just vlog having a conversation with him. It runs in the family.
So anyway, I do take meds and it helps me stay zoned in.
Because Starling can zone in on stuff that he wants to zone in on. For example, yesterday when somebody was coming to look at our house, I'm like, okay, they're coming to look at the apartment. We gotta get this thing cleaned up. And so I'm like shouting out things to do. Starling goes to the window and starts cutting off little pieces of styrofoam left over from the little seal that he did. The most inconsequential thing on planet Earth to do.
It looked ghetto. I was making it look straight.
Yeah, but the fact that he noticed it was not the crap all over the floor, not like the piles of underwear that never made it to the laundry basket. There's this little thing that he noticed. We just think differently. For example, one time we were going to church whenever I was pregnant. Will you stop saying chug in the background of my video? And Brooklyn and I are already in the car, and Starling's like, oh, I forgot something. He ran inside to get something, and then he stayed gone. He stayed gone. So I get out of the car and go see what the heck is taking him so long, because we were gonna be on time for church and now we're starting to become late. I go in there and he was getting something out of the laundry room and got distracted by the wash machine lid that was up, and when he went to go close it, he noticed that there was a ring, and so he was in there cleaning this ring out of the wash machine, and I was like, what are you doing? And he had like 10 steps of how he got to that point, and this is the story of our life.
Like it took 1 minute to clean that ring.
Yeah, but it took 30 minutes to get to that point, because first it started with this, and then he got distracted by that. The man can be going 90 to nothing all day long, and you come in, you're like, did you do anything today? When really he did like 800 things, but not one of them was on the same project. It's the same as this thing right here. He'll be going to get a wash rag to clean the table, and then he goes away to get the wash rag. When I go in there, I'm like, what are you doing? But on the way to find a wash rag, he found a string. And when he saw the string, he thought he had a good idea. So he decided to take the string and build something for the cat. And I find him in the cat room, and I'm like, you're supposed to get a wash rag. And he's like, oh yeah. We don't have going on meds, and I don't know at what point or if I'll ever put him on meds, but... Am I talking to you? I'm talking about you. Do you think you have a hard time concentrating sometimes?
No.
You don't think? Just watching him play sports with Zach, it just cracks me up, because in every video he is just doing some random thing. But that's Starling for you. Like, trying to watch a movie with him is painful because he gets up 15 times. I have to actually have something else to do, watch or read whenever I watch a movie with Starling. So whenever he pauses to maybe like every 5 minutes, I can do something to entertain myself. Otherwise I want to kill him.
Tengo mi amigo aquí.
Mucho
Pero
gusto, Arturo.
Me ayuda muchas veces aquí. Cada día casi. Almost every day I come in here, look around and buy something. But I think these teeth are too small. I might have to get a different one. But
Make sure you don't forget to get the towel separators.
tienen las separadoras.
Oh, he was forgetting. This is why he has to come every day, because he forgets what he's here for. This is what we don't want to happen in our house.
We're coming out of the hardware store, and man, they just had a million questions for me about my family.
Is their main question, do y'all believe in birth control?
Pretty much. They're all 4 years.
It's funny because a lot of people stereotype Mexicans as having a ton of kids, but really, most people here have 1 kid or 2 kids. Very rarely will you see somebody with 3 kids. Yeah, they probably do think we're crazy. I think that we're crazy, and I am us.
The hardware store didn't have the right size trowel. We need a 1/2 inch of depth on our teeth. Wendy says I should talk more enthusiastically. So normally when you're doing a tile job, you got different size trowels you can use. 12-inch tiles, 16-inch tiles, or 18-inch tiles. And all these tiles weigh different weight. And when you put them down on the mortar, they'll either press down hard on a thin grout line, or you gotta have a thicker line for a heavier piece so that it just sets the tile better. We're heading to Boschito now. Is that dynamic enough for you, babe?
I needed to be a little more.
That's my cool voice.
It's not cool.
I try to play it cool and not get too excited.
I'll do my version of what he just said. We are looking for a very specific trowel. The trowel is that little metal thing that you gotta smear the concrete on so that you can put your tile on top of. We're looking for one that has the right size teeth. Those little notchy things, and I don't understand the reason behind any of that, and it's really not important. But if you go to Google, it tells you what size you need for it to work.
She doesn't want to know the reason behind or how it happened. She just wants it to happen. I
It's
like
true.
to understand how things happen and why they happen.
Hardware store didn't have the right size trowel. Boschito didn't have the right size trowel. We're on to the 3rd place to find the right size trowel.
Going to 5 stores and none of them had the right size. They knocked it down to 50 pesos instead of 100 though, because it has rust on it. Said I'll take it.
We got half off the wrong trowel. Whoop whoop! That's right.
Tell them, Push.
Where do we live?
In Mexico.
That's why we're using the wrong trowel. Whoop whoop! Nice clarification. Brooklyn says we live in Cozumel, not because we live in Mexico. Where?
In Mexico.
Where?
Mexico.
But even though we bought the wrong trowel, we're gonna go to a pawn shop because Starling looks for any excuse to go to a pawn shop.
Probably stole the right trowel from somebody.
There's more variety in stolen goods than there are in the ones
Get
that
out
are
on
being
this
sold.
side. Now today our life lesson is on how these ants can join together to carry a bee up the wall against gravity, being such tiny creatures, kind of like the Johnson family and how we join together. These are my little ants, and I'm the dead bee being carried.
We're here to get a trowel. Did we forget that? I think we did. Crickets are good. It has so much life to live. Oh, look at that cute little cricket.